Hello students, I am Mahima Thakur, Assistant Professor, Department of English from Ismail National Mahila PG College, MEERUT. Welcome you all for today's lecture. So the topic of today's lecture is types of prose and prose style. A very interesting and important topic for you. So let's begin. So first we'll see that what we are going to learn in this particular lecture. So we'll learn about prose, meaning, its scope, types of prose, what is prose style, and the types of prose including autobiography, biography, memoir, travelogue, periodical essay, formal essay, and personal essay. So first of all, the question comes that what is prose? Prose is a form of written or spoken language that follows the natural flow of speech. It does not follow a regular metrical pattern like poetry. So we can say that prose is a form of language that uses natural flow, ordinary text, syntax, and grammatical structures like sentences and paragraphs rather than rhythmic, metrical, or rhyming structures found in poetry. If we talk about the key characteristics, or we can say key features of prose, so we can see that it is written in ordinary language, means very simple language. Uh, uh, we can see that the expression is very logical and direct. It used to convey ideas, facts, emotion, and arguments, and commonly used in essays, novels, biographies, speeches, and others. So we can say that it is most common form of writing used in novels, essay, articles, and everyday speech to communicate ideas clearly and directly. If we talk about the structure of prose, so we can say that it focuses on logic, organization of ideas rather than rhythms or verse. And if we talk about its accessibility, so we can say that it is written in usually straightforward and easy language which can be understand. And in one line, we can say that prose is a written or spoken language that is not poetry. So let's move forward. Now we'll see that the classification of prose. So broadly, it can be classified into three categories. The first one is non-fictional. Non-fictional prose is a kind of prose which is based on facts and reality. We'll read these topics also in detail. Then, if we talk about fictional prose, so it is based on imagination, stories, imaginative stories, we can say. Then let's move to the other type of prose, which is heroic prose, which talks about the legends, the heroes, and the story of their courage and adventures. Each type serves a different literary purpose. Now, as you can see, the types of prose. So, as you can see, that non-fictional prose is a prose which is based on facts and reality. Examples can be biographies, essays, memoirs, and the purpose of this particular prose is to inform and educate. Now, let's see the fictional prose. So, it is based on imaginative stories, and the example can be novels, short stories, and its aim is to entertain and reflect life. If we talk about heroic prose, so we can see legends, the stories of legends in a very grand style, heroes, their adventures. An example can be epics, sagas, myths, and these type of prose inspire courage and honor among readers. Let's see them in detail. So, as I have told you, that non fictional prose is based on real life, facts, truths, and personal experiences. So, we can say that it is based on reality, facts. It includes autobiographies, biographies, essays, memoirs, travel writings, all based on reality. And its purpose is to inform, to explain some kind of idea, or reflect reality. Now let's see fictional prose. So it is based on imaginative writing created by the author. Though not real, it reflects human life, human emotions, and it includes novels, stories, tales, allegorical narratives in which we see the imaginary characters, or we can say the fictional characters and their stories, which reflects human life and human emotions. and its aim is to entertain and express human experiences. Now we have heroic prose. Heroic prose deals with legendary heroes, warriors, their bravery and national pride. It existed before novels and often narrated orally. So the focus is on courage and honor, battles and adventures of the heroes, or we can say the legends, the story of great leaders and warriors, their adventures. Okay, then if we talk about the examples, so the very fine example of heroic prose can be epics, sagas, myths, and if we talk about the epic, we can see the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and there is also one example, Motte the author. So now, before moving to the types of prose, it is very important to know what is prose style. So there are some essential elements also of prose style. So we see that prose style refers to the manner in which a writer expresses ideas in prose. So if we talk about the elements, so first we'll see diction. Diction, what is diction? Diction is the choice of words and phrases, we can say. It is uh, uh, we can say that phrases in speech, in writing, so the choice of words, it is very important element of prose style. Now if we talk about syntax, syntax is the arrangement of words in a sentence. So we can say that syntax is the sentence structure. When we talk about tone, so tone is something, we can say the quality of sound, especially expressing a particular emotion. So tone can be formal, informal, and reflective too. Now, if we talk about narrative voice, so we can say that narrative voice is the unique perspective, tone, and personality of the storyteller, acting as the lens through which the audience experience the story, its characters, actions, and tone. So this was all about narrative voice, and you have also heard about the first person, which is written in I and we. Uh, and third person or second person. And if we talk about the clarity and coherence, so if we talk about the key features of autobiography, we can see that it is written in a first person narrative voice like I, me, and my, covers the author's life experiences, highly personal and reflective, and it combines the memory, truth, and self analysis of a person who is writing his own life story. Now let's move to the prose style. So the style is very simple, sincere, emotional, but moralistic, and it also is very reflective and confessional in tone. If we see the examples, so the literary examples can be The Story of My Experiment with Truth by Mahatma Gandhi and Wings of Fire by APJ Abdul Kalam. Now let's move to the other type, which is biography. So what is biography? Biography is completely opposite of autobiography. Biography is an account of a person's life written by another person. When a person write the life story of the other person, that is called biography. And when a person is writing his own life story, that is called autobiography. So this is the difference. So if we talk about the key features, so it is written in third person, as we have seen that autobiography is written in first person, but here biography is always written in third person, like he, she, it, narrative voice. Then it is based on facts, documents, and research. Also can we can say interviews of that particular person. Then objective and balanced presentation we can see in this biography, and this biography covers achievement and failures of the person. And if we talk about the prose style of biography, we see that it is narrative and descriptive in nature, formal as well as objective, and historical in tone. The literary examples we have Life of Samuel Johnson by James Boswell and Gandhi Before India by Ramchandra Guha. Now let's see the other type, which is memoir. As the word itself suggests, something, a writing we can say, which is based on memory. So a memoir is a partial life narrative focusing on specific events, memories, or phases of a person's life. When a person shares his memories through the medium of writing, it is called memoir. And if we talk about the key features, so memoir focuses on selected experiences a person had, and it is emotional and introspective in tone, and it is concerned with memory and identity. And we can say that memoir is not a complete life history. It talks about a part or a memory a person has experienced in his life, and he is writing it in a form of memoir. As you can see in the picture, now the style is intimate, reflective. The psychological depth can also be seen in this particular memoir, and it is subjective in tone. And if we talk about the literary examples, we see Night by Elie Wiesel and Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. So these are the very fine examples of memoir. Now we have travelogue. Travelogue, this word is also suggesting about travel. So a travelogue is a prose narrative that records travel experiences, describing places, people, culture, and customs. So here a person uh, explores a trip, or we can say in that particular trip, he talks about the places, people, culture, and customs of that particular area. Now, if we talk about the key features, we see that it combines travel and literature both, because the person travel and then he write that particular experience in a form of writing. So we can say it combines travel and literature. Then it is descriptive and informative in nature. Cultural and social observations are found in this particular travelogue, in this particular kind of writing, and it is also a personal impression. Then, if we talk about the prose style, so it is vivid and descriptive in style, it is narrative with imagery, and observational and reflective too. And if we talk about the literary examples, so we have Innocent Abroad by Mark Twain and Travels of Ibn Battuta. Then we have periodical essay. So periodical essay is a short essay published in a magazine or newspaper, mainly for common readers. And it was flourished in the 18th century England, and the aim is to, at social reform and moral education. So in 18th century, this periodical essay was very famous, and the people gathered in some kind of clubs and then talk about the society, how society can be reformed, and how they can spread education, they can spread moral education. And the key feature of these kind of essay is can be short and engaging. It deals with everyday social issues. It is based on morals and didactic in purpose. Now, if we talk about the style, so the style is conversational, light humor is also there, and the style is very simple and elegant. The famous examples we have Joseph Addison, The Spectator, Richard Steele, The Tatler. Now we have formal essay. A definition of formal essay is that it is a serious prose composition dealing with intellectual, philosophical, or moral issues. The key features are it is logical in structure, it carries universal truths, and there is a subject matter which is serious. So the subject matter of formal essays are serious. Formal and concise in style, aphoristic statements means kind of brief statements. Then we have these kind of prose, we see that the tone is objective. And if we talk about the famous literary examples, we have Of Studies by Francis Bacon, the father of English essays, and Essays by John Stuart Mill. Now let's see personal essay. So what is personal essay? A personal essay expresses the writer's personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences in an informal manner. So we are seeing that in formal essay, the manners is formal, and when we talk about personal essay, so it is written in informal manner. Features are it is subjective and emotional in tone, it focuses on self and daily life, and there is no strict structure in it like we have in a formal essay. So there is no strict kind of structure we found in this personal essay, and because there is no strict structure, so we can say that it is emotional in style, humorous, and or we can say nostalgic. The tone is intimate, and it is conversational too. The famous literary examples we have essays of Elia by Charles Lamb and essays by Virginia Woolf. Now we can see the comparative summary. So when we talk about the autobiography, we see that it focuses on own life, a person's own life, about the whole life of that person, and it is reflective in nature. Then when we talk about biography, it talks about the life of others, and it is objective in style. uh, on the other hand, if we talk about memoir, so we see selected memories. Not talks about the whole life, but some kind of selected memories, and the style can be emotional in memoirs. Then, when we talk about travelogue, so it talks about the travel experience. The main focus is on travel experiences. And if we talk about the style, so we see that it is descriptive in nature. And periodical essays all about social issues, moral education, and it is also controversial in style. On the other hand, if we see formal essay, the focus is on the idea, philosophy, and the style is very logic. Personal essay, on the other hand, we see it talks about the personal feelings and ideas of a person, and it is very informal in nature. So, in conclusion, we can say that prose is a flexible and expressive literary form that reflects human life, thought, and society. Each type of prose has a distinct purpose, as we have seen, structure and style, and making prose an essential component of English literature studies. So now we have, thank you for being with me.